We now come to what Aristotle considered the fourth part of theater, diction. When theater people hear the word diction, they assume that it refers to speaking your lines clearly. In poetics, Aristotle defined diction as the expression of meaning in words. The word choices and mode of speaking reveal much about a character. As we learned in the episode on character, what characters say about themselves and what other characters say about them serves as clues for character analysis. But language also reveals the unique world of the play. It provides clues regarding the genre and style of the action. It very often reveals action as well. When the play Hamlet opens, the first line of the play is simply, "Who's there?" 2 words. What follows is a stark and threatening back and forth in prose between 2 minor characters. Language on stage in modern theater is often rendered in prose. When we speak of prose, we are speaking of language that doesn't follow a metered rhythm. In other words, it is designed to sound the way language is used every day. What you hear in movies and on television is almost always prose language. The prose that takes place between these 2 guards that open the play creates a realistic and dark atmosphere. They speak in prose until the character Horatio enters. Once he enters, the language switches to what is referred to as blank verse. This is language that follows a poetic meter but does not rhyme. The blank verse begins in earnest when the guard accompanying Horatio asks, "What? Has this thing appeared again tonight?" This line switches the prose that opened the play into blank verse that follows the iambic pentameter. The iambic pentameter is a technique that organizes the syllables of each line into pairs. In fact, the prefix iamb means 2. Each pair of syllables are referred to as a foot. The prefix penta means 5. Each line contains 5 feet. So this line begins with the foot, "What has..." The line is completed with the progression, "This thing appeared again tonight." The spelling for appeared is rendered in this unique way because in poetry, ed endings are pronounced as a separate syllable, unless it is spelled with an apostrophe. For example, in the final speech of Romeo and Juliet, we hear the line, "Some shall be pardoned, and some punished." There are 2 ed endings in this line. In order for this line to scan properly, that is to say, follow the meter correctly, it would be delivered, "Some shall be pardoned and some punished." Naturally, you wouldn't stress these syllables in performance as I have done here, but you may engage in this type of scanning when practicing the line in order to get a sense of the rhythm of the line. And there is a rhythm. The default for a foot is to put stress on the first syllable while leaving the second syllable unstressed. In this, you create the rhythm of a heartbeat. Some shall be pardoned and some punished. This gives the line the rhythm of a heartbeat. It's as if the rhythm is pumping life blood into your performance. What is unique about how blank verse is used in Hamlet is that Shakespeare often departs from the precise combination of syllables in a line, often putting more syllables into the line than fits the meter. The audience's ear is trained to hear the scan of the iambic pentameter, but experiences more syllables than hold up in the line. This creates a compressed, unsettling effect. For example, the famous line, "To be or not to be, that is the question," is a line that begins to scan the iambic pentameter. But if we break up this line into feet, look what happens. To be or not to be that is the question. The beginning of the line sets up a perfect scan, but the line ends unexpectedly with 3 syllables. This is referred to as a feminine ending. This inventive breaking of the rules creates the perfect unsettling effect on the listeners, preparing them for the unsettling notions that are about to be presented to them. Shakespeare's tendency to push the iambic pentameter beyond what is intended occurs in virtually all of the plays that follow Hamlet. Hamlet's lines all have this unconventional, compressed quality, revealing the complexity of the character. On the other hand, Hamlet's faithful and reliable friend Horatio tends to adhere to the conventions of the iambic pentameter and typically expresses himself with such perfectly scanned lines as, "What if it tempt you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff?" Claudius, on the other hand, speaks in the bombastic blank verse style of the popular Elizabethan playwright Christopher Marlowe. This style was old-fashioned by the time Hamlet was performed. It defies the meter, showing him to be an overweening and pompous villain. "And let the kettle to the trumpet speak, the trumpets to the cannoneer without, the cannons to the heavens to earth. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you, the judges, bear a wary eye." Polonius is an elder in Claudius's court. He is a foolish pedant, which is reflected in his language. "My liege and madam to expostulate, what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night is night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad." Too often, we think that the lines in a play should simply sound like everyday language. But even the most commonplace language on the stage should have a structure that makes word choices that reveal character, atmosphere, and action. Most playwrights write their dialogue word for word. The genius of Shakespeare is that he wrote his dialogue syllable by syllable with stage-worthy effects. Diction, or the language of the play, is the 4th most important part of drama. But we see that the playwright must give very careful consideration that it provides the framework for the performance of the actor. The next 2 parts of drama speak to the production values of a play. They're coming up. Join us then.